Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Monday, February 3. Jamaica is still reporting no case of the novel coronavirus in the country. On Saturday, the Ministry of Health and Wellness dispelled reports that a patient who presented at the Montego Hospital may have had the virus. The ministry says the patient who landed in Jamaica on January 30 had complaints of a headache, anorexia, chills, dryness to the throat, and a generalized weakness, which did not meet the case definition for novel coronavirus. As a precaution, however, the individual was placed in isolation and will remain there until the symptoms abate. In the meantime, 19 Chinese tourists who landed at the Norman Manley International Airport on Friday were refused landing privileges, placed in quarantine, and left the island Saturday morning. This was in accordance with the travel ban announced by government on Friday, stopping all flights to and from China.
All persons entering the island from China will be subject to immediate quarantine for a minimum of 14 days. Quarantine facilities for these persons will be provided by the government of Jamaica, and persons will be required to adhere to all restrictions in line with the provisions under the Quarantine Act.
In addition, persons returning from China who have been granted landing privileges and who show any symptom of coronavirus will be put into immediate isolation.
Isolation facilities are operational at all public hospitals, with a specialist facility available at the National JIS Hospital.
Government's latest prevention efforts follow the World Health Organization declaring the novel coronavirus outbreak in China as a global health emergency as cases spread to over 20 countries. Government is urging Jamaicans not to travel to China at this time. Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says government is doing its best to support Jamaicans residing in China, pointing out that not every Jamaican who travels overseas registers with the embassy in those respective countries. She says government is in the process of verifying the number of Jamaicans living and working in China.
We have created an online registration form, which is now on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website. We have shared it through the embassy in Beijing and through the community there.
Since setting up that online form, Senator Johnson-Smith says 400 Jamaicans in China have registered. That includes about 29 persons in Wuhan, the Chinese district that's the epicenter of the outbreak. As it regards requests from Jamaicans to return home from China, the Foreign Affairs Minister says government is faced with several challenges, including logistics and restrictions of movement in that country.
It is not just a matter of an availability of a flight. It is that movement within the provinces, etc., is challenging and is being advised against in certain areas. But we're trying to get the best information, best support.
In other news, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is now in possession of multi-purpose handheld devices that will allow them to write traffic tickets that are recorded in real time and monitor noise levels in the public space. During last Tuesday's sitting of Parliament, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang revealed that 100 of the devices were already operational and another 1,200 had been ordered.
This will now become the police one's most important tool, not the 9mm. This is a Motorola 11X2, which has the capacity to connect with the microwave system. It has smartphone capabilities, and to be used, it will carry a decibel meter that will allow them to monitor public conduct and noise at all times of the day.
In addition to being connected to the traffic ticketing system, the device has direct connection with the police database. This will allow the police to identify and apprehend wanted persons. In the meantime, Minister Chang says the installation of CCTV cameras in major towns have been completed. CCTV monitoring centers have been upgraded, and by April, the force will be expanding its video storage and processing servers to handle video feeds. Outdated CCTV cameras installed prior to the Jamaica Eye project will be replaced in the coming weeks.
We've also been installing additional CCTV cameras in high-priority strategic locations across Kingston, Maypen, Outerhouse, Negril, Montego Bay, and Montego.
Meanwhile, the JCF now has a facilities management program that will assist the force in maintaining its infrastructure. The maintenance program called iRequest will record the needs of police stations in real time.
But critically, even the minister or the commissioner can monitor the track of what's happening. And when the request is made, based on the maintenance program or what is requested, there will be a time frame set, and when the time is exceeded, it will be flagged.
The Facilities Management Program complements the Ministry of National Security's wide-ranging plans to renovate police stations across the island. Dr. Chang says the ministry is on track to complete repairs on 43 stations by the end of this financial year. Work is slated to begin on another 17 stations in the upcoming financial year. And finally, free Wi-Fi service is now available to the public in Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay. The latest Wi-Fi hotspot was financed by the Universal Service Fund, USF, and commissioned recently. It's the 8th to be established by government across the island. Over the next few months, free Wi-Fi will also become available at locations in Portland, Clarendon, and St. Anne. Technology Minister Favour Williams is urging citizens to be vigilant when they go online in order to reduce their vulnerability to cybercrime.
We don't just want you to go on and talk or text. We want you to go on and do some homework, pull down information that can help you in your studies. Use the Wi-Fi wisely. Use it well. Tell your neighbors about it. Use it responsibly.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.